1 to hear important.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
crazy. Yeah. All right. Something went crazy. Something went crazy, guys. What's up, people? How you doing? It's your man, Tim Black. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Tim Black Show. How y'all doing? All right. Something was crazy on the YouTube side. It was crazy there for a minute. I had to get things straightened out, but I think it's good to go. Let me go now check YouTube and make sure people can hear and see on the YouTube platform. All right. Hey, one love, one heart. What's up, Buck Bewley and Tom Zito and Gilly Squeeze and Tricky and Jasmine Hill and Schultzy 100 and the whole crew sounded good here. Thank you. Leroy, what's up, man? Hey, how y'all doing? Muhammad, Sean's in the house. I'm glad it's working, Sean. Thank you, brother. And Lori, hey, Lori, how you doing, Lori? Yeah, the freaking thing wasn't working there for a minute, man. Oh, happy post-Thanksgiving, guys. Happy Turkey Day. Post-Turkey Day, that is. Hope everybody's doing good. Looks like we're looking good on YouTube, guys. So that's great. Before we get too far down the road, let me go and jump over to Facebook and make sure Facebook is all right. Hey, Rose. Welcome to Rose. Welcome, Rose and Dion and John and Ginger and Sherry and Julie and Bibby and Joy and Bruce. What's going on, Carrie? Kathy? Happy to see you all. Welcome back. I know some people are thinking, Tim, are you going to have a show the day after Thanksgiving? I wouldn't if it wasn't Friday. If it wasn't Freedom Friday, but it is always Freedom Friday after Thanksgiving, right? So what's up, guys? I hope you can hear me. Oh, my God. It's my favorite time. What's up, Davis? Thank you, Davis. I appreciate that. Make me feel good coming back. Fighting the couch. Dolores, how you doing, Dolores? Good to see you. Good to see ya. All right, man. We're looking good. Jason and all. Ali and Curl and Brian. All right, guys. John, Britt, the whole crew. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Isaiah Williams just joined. Diane Gately joined. Nikki King has joined. Aaron Knight is in the house. Yes. As well as Marcy Armstrong. Myrna, Nessa, my sister. Kat is in the house. Mark and Deshaun. Thank you so much, Deshaun. Big shout out to my brother, Gene Harrod, Keith Brooks, Donna Brooks. Welcome. Shout out. As well as CJ, my brother. All right, guys. Let me switch here. Make sure we're good to go. Okay, guys, so we got a couple things. Now, you know this tonight is Freedom Friday, right? Freedom Friday. That's where you get to call up. Let me put the number on the screen real quick. 319-527-6212 is the number that you dial if you want to get locked in now, so you make sure that you're, able to speak your truth to power, all right? So the phone lines are open now, and we already got somebody in the queue. What is that? Crazy. That's going to distract me the whole show. All right, so, 319-527-6212. This show is brought to you by you. So the show brought to you by. So it would be really cool if you join the Tim Black Wolfpack. But we'll talk more about that later. We got some stories we got to get to. Now, you guys know how this works. I do a little opening like monologue. I run through a couple of stories, and then we open up phone lines. People can talk about those stories or any other story because it is freedom. And it is Freedom Friday, so you're not limited to that. But I like to get people juices flowing a little bit and keep it moving that way. So I got a couple things. Let's see. Okay, so we'll go with number one. Number one, that's what it's there for. All right, guys. The term democratic socialist has turned into almost a horrible, disgusting word. In fact, when it's used, now that you hear it, it's used usually to bludgeon folks who they say are too far left. And sometimes they use it so crazily, they even apply it to people like Nancy Pelosi. Calling her a democratic socialist is like calling I don't know, Tim Black a conservative. But I'm not, because I'm not, right? Not even close to it. If I could be labeled anything, I'd be labeled a progressive, and if not that, an agnostic. Something like that. I try to get too tied up to labels, but labels are exactly what they're using right now to separate us and also blackball us, degrade us, marginalize us, and make us unpalatable by word association. It's all crazy talk, and this is what they do. So now, someone that I greatly admire, Dr. Cornel West, he recently was on CNN with Anderson Cooper where he discussed democratic socialism and his favorite subject, besides democratic socialism and humanitarian efforts, his brother Bernard Sanders. Check this out.
I've heard you say that what the Democrats need to actually win, to actually ignite enthusiasm, is not a neoliberal centrist. I mean, you're a supporter, obviously, of Bernie Sanders. You supported him last time. You're supporting him this time. Why is that not going to work for the Democratic Party?
We're at a moment now in this country where the center cannot hold. Things are falling apart, as Yates would put it. And we have to have vision, courage, and consistency. And what Brother Bernie has is a longevity of sincerity, a longevity of integrity, and a longevity of consistency.
He's not a Johnny-come-lately to
and he's not just checking to see what his deepest convictions are by what the latest polls say. He's got something deep on the inside. And this is why that historic speech this week was so significant, because people can see this is coming from his heart, his mind, his soul, his body, rooted in a tradition that is deeply American. You know, democratic socialism is as American as jazz and apple pie.
Well, I thought it was interesting that he chose this week to try to, because look, a lot of Americans hear democratic socialism, they hear socialism, maybe not the democratic part. Donald Trump says Venezuela. But what he was trying to do was trying to link this to the legacy of FDR, Martin Luther King Jr.
Absolutely. Well, one is, of course, the Pledge of Allegiance was written by a democratic socialist, Francis Bellamy. America the Beautiful, one of the most beautiful songs written about America, is written by Elizabeth Lee Bates, distinguished professor at Wellesley, democratic socialist. The greatest poet, Walt Whitman, democratic socialist. The greatest philosopher, John Dewey, democratic socialist. Reinhold Niebuhr, the greatest Christian. We go on and on. Martin Luther King Jr., Lorraine Hansberry, one of the greatest playwrights, democratic socialist. So democratic socialism, which is over against authoritarian communism, but is critical of predatory capitalism, unfettered capitalism, because we know that socialism without democracy, political tyranny, we saw that in the Soviet Union, but capitalism without any kind of socialist leveling is economic tyranny for the poor, for working people, and we saw that with such eloquence in Brother Bernie's presentation.
Well, it was interesting. One of the things that Senator Sanders said, and he said on the program earlier this week as well, is that Donald Trump's actually a socialist. He's just a corporate socialist, not a socialist, a democratic socialist.
When Martin Luther King Jr. said we need a reshaping of our priorities in terms of vision, values, and virtue. This is the primacy of the moral and the spiritual as it relates to a systemic social analysis of power, be it empire, be it capitalism, white supremacy, male supremacy, homophobia, transphobia, what have you. And so what we saw, and this is what made Brother Bernie's speech so historically significant. We've never seen in the history of American presidential politics this kind of thoroughgoing democratic. It was radically democratic. It allowed for those Sly Stone called everyday people, those James Cleveland called ordinary people, to be center stage. Not the elites, not stock market, not the powerful, but everyday people.
It's sort of interesting.
I had to stop it. I had to stop that. I had to stop it. I had to stop it not because, there was any reason, anything that Cornel West said, but because, I could listen to the whole thing, and I can't listen to the whole thing. Ain't my clip, right? But we're going to play a little bit. So there was a speech that Bernie Sanders gave very recently. I have a copy of some of it. I'm going to play a good portion of that. But before we do that, let's just talk a little bit about what Dr. Cornel West just said here that really stuck out. when he said that, when he started naming all the folks, all these great American icons, people in history, notable folks who were democratic socialists, it makes me think, and I don't know about you, but it makes me think that this democratic socialist was a thing that kind of birthed some of the principles that we say we want to live up to. Like this ideology that we don't just say, hey, go make as much money as humanly possible, and if you feel like it, maybe you can kind of help people out too. I mean, kind of be nice about it. So that was sort of like what I took from, Dr. Cornel West running down a list of people, notable figures. The other thing that stuck out to me was that he said Bernie Sanders is not a poll-tested candidate. And right about now, that's something I need to hear, because that's a deep contrast between how so many of these other candidates run their race. We'll talk a little bit later about Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg, but if you put Bernie up next to these guys, it's like a whole different world. Because it's not, oh man, what's going to work? What's going to work with the people? It's, what do I believe? What am I about? What do I believe? And what I think is the right thing for the country? Not what's going to fool people. What's going, oh, they're trying to put me in a box. Ooh, let me be an enigma. Which gets very tiresome, doesn't it? Or the worst at all is, oh, let me just switch because the wind blew that way. Hold on. Oh, no, the wind blew that way. Okay, I'm going this way then. Oh, I don't know. I can't answer the question. I haven't poll tested it yet. I got to check with my consultants. All we asked you is what time it was. I know, but you didn't, I got to make sure, I can't just be giving you the time. Well, would you prefer cheese pizza or pizza with pepperoni? God. Sounds like a trick question. That's one of your gotcha questions, isn't it? No, it's not. We just got some pizzas here for you, Miss Harris. We just want to know which pizzas you prefer. I see you. You think I'm stupid. Think you're going to catch me. You're going to make me, commit to something. And you can insert name, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, any of them into that scenario, and you be right on the money, Johnson. Because they all do the same thing. And one thing you can't say about Bernie is he seems scripted. And definitely not scripted based on the way the polls go. Or he would have ran away from Medicare for All and $15 minimum wage and all these other policies now that have been embraced and are mainstream. He was championing those last time against Hillary Clinton, arguably the most powerful woman in politics that has ever existed in America. He dared to introduce legislation and ideas and the ideology of democratic socialism, bring that back to the forefront. He dared to introduce policies that were far left. And some would even argue, if you're a true socialist, not far enough. Like a lot of the DSA folks be like, Bernie barely a socialist, man. It's really crazy how much they play that up in a negative, as if Bernie's this. He's not. But anyway. Capitalism. Bernie made a comment about Donald Trump that Donald Trump is a socialist. He's just a corporate socialist. Breaks for the poor. Breaks for the rich. Breaks for the corporations. Yeah, he has no problem with people getting help as long as you're a corporation. As long as you're rich, you can do, we want to help all the rich people as much as possible because that's what we care about, frankly. And then when you want to do something for the poor, the moderate incomes, people who make just enough not to be poor but not enough to get help, oh man, you're looking for a handout. And the worst thing about it is a lot of the people that need the help are the main ones repeating the talking points of the people that work for the rich and wealthy. They don't get it. Those candidates that are telling you that these are handouts that somehow your citizenship and your tax money doesn't, equate to somehow, even though you pay into a system. born into a system, even though your parents paid into a system, even though all these people in your line in your lineage have paid into this system called America, which is a very productive country, man. America's killing it. They somehow believe that asking for something in return as in the form of public goods makes them lazy. Those people telling them that and championing that idea are being paid, and their campaigns are being funded by rich people who want you to believe that lie. And it's working, Johnson. It's working not only in the Republican Party, which is what we were mostly led to believe, right, until we really woke up. I mean, we were awake. We didn't know we weren't all the way awake. Right? We were there, but we weren't all the way there, right? You weren't all the way awoke until you realized it's not just the Republican Party. In a more covert fashion, it's the Democratic Party too. Right? Right? All right, Johnson. All right, so what was this thing that Bernie said? What is this speech that Bernie gave? Well, look, the entire speech is over an hour long. I can't play the whole thing. We'll play a few minutes of it, give you the gist of it. This is what Bernie's talking about education and what you are entitled to. Yeah. Be ready for your head to explode.
Four years ago, I came to New Hampshire and I had another quote-unquote supposedly radical idea. And that radical idea was that the world has changed in the last 100 years and we have to redefine what free public education means. That 50 years ago it was great. First grade through 12th grade, free public education, great. But not today. And in a competitive global economy where the good jobs often require a higher education, that we need to make public colleges and universities tuition free. Well, all over this country, young people and their parents, and here in New Hampshire said, that's not such a crazy idea. We don't want our kids leaving school $50,000, $100,000 in debt. We don't want just rich kids to be able to get a great education. We think working class young people should have that same opportunity. In the last 4 years, all over this country, because people have stood up and fought, we're seeing states and cities moving forward to make public colleges and universities tuition free. A couple of months ago in New Mexico, public colleges tuition free for all of their residents. Number of leading medical schools, some of the leading medical schools in this country, NYU, Columbia, Cornell, have now established tuition-free medical school. All right? So we are making progress. But our job is to make sure that every kid in every state, and not just kids, an economy which is changing every day, every worker in America, every person in America, regardless of his or her income, has the right to get all of the education they need as an American citizen.
That's right. When I said your head was going to explode, I meant that in a good way, right? For those people who weren't ready for it, you know? I mean, when you wrap your mind around what Bernie's saying, it doesn't seem that radical at all, does it? Once upon a time, there was no K through 12, right? So there were, people go to school if they could, right? There was no free school all the way up to the 12th grade. That's a new, that didn't exist 50 years ago, 50, 60 years ago. That didn't, was it 60 years ago, right? 60, 70 years ago. It's a while ago, right? Was it the 30s? FDR, it sounded like an FDR thing. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I know it wasn't always that way. That's what I know for a fact, okay? Now, somehow people decided, hey, you know what? We need to educate people. Right? We just can't have people that's, dying in, factories and in the Industrial Revolution. We just can't have people working with their hands. We need people educated for a better life. This was to provide a better life. Remember, America was rough and tumble, man. This is a country that had a million slaves, set them free and give them any land and no jobs, no shelter, and said, have at it. Same country that gave some people free land. So America's got a crazy history of how it treats its people. Well, first they got to consider you people. But even after then, so a lot of the things that we have in this country now, people fought to have it. Union rights, the ability to unite, to unify in order to petition your employer, in order to have leverage. I mean, workers' rights. What I'm saying is that all of these things that we enjoy were not given. We had to push for them. Things had to evolve. People worked. Some people died to get what we now enjoy that's regular. Well, I'm just saying that maybe it's time for us to go a little further. Maybe it's time to go beyond where we were 100 years ago. At least that's what Bernie Sanders is saying. I tend to agree with him. I mean, if we want to say, okay, we need these people to fill these jobs, but we don't have enough people that are educated enough to fill the jobs, well, maybe you need to stop taxing the hell out of your citizens and give them an education so they can compete. So there'll be less need to go to other countries who have free education or much cheaper education than we do, where they're not going in debt $50,000, $100,000. And then saying Americans don't work hard. Americans are lazy. Americans can't afford to go to school. And then you're outsourcing jobs. We got a lot of reasons. Bernie was the one talking about community colleges, free 2-year colleges, free tuition colleges. He was talking about that. No one else was talking about it. It was a thing. It was a thing last, 4 or 5 years. And guess what happened? In Maryland, my governor, who's a Republican, Larry Hogan, he recently signed a bill to make that happen. Now, it's not happening as quickly as we thought it would. I mean, I voted for Ben Jealous, so brought him on the show. I pushed him as hard as I could. And that's not because he's David Chappelle's brother-in-law or whatever. I mean, that has something to do with it, but not everything. Ben's a good guy. The point is this. He also wants to legalize weed and raise the minimum wage and a lot of other things Ben wanted to do. But a lot of Marylanders were looking at those tax breaks from Trumpy. I mean, Larry Hogan was like, we good. We good. The bottom line is, even Larry Hogan is moving along to tuition-free community college here with a $5,000 a year stipend for students. What I'm saying is, these are ideas that Bernie Sanders championed. These are, when it was unpopular, when people had to get warmed up to the idea, he was the one taking the slings and arrows. He wasn't a Johnny-come-lately, as Anderson Cooper said earlier, right? He was breaking new ground. He was willing to say it on a national level. He was willing to be called Crazy Bernie because he wanted, I mean, he's not going to school, right? I don't think he is. Kind of late to go to school. But, so he wasn't doing it for himself. He thinks it's the right thing to do. And that's one of the reasons why he's the strongest candidate in the field, because he comes up with ideas that impact the most people, whether they're favorable or not, or whether they're shunned by the establishment or not. That's what Bernie did. So, gosh, the establishment doesn't like the fact that Bernie's out here speaking his truth to power, that he's pushing for programs and policies that will impact it. They say they want to lift people up, but do they really want people to be lifted up, or do they want sort of to maintain status quo? I mean, if you're already making money hand over fist, do you really want a Bernie Sanders coming along, rocking the boat, talking about changing the system? I mean, I just did a video about Bernie, them going after Bernie. I mean, we got Barack Obama talking about if Bernie becomes a nominee, he might have to step in. They are afraid of Bernie Sanders, y'all. You get what I'm saying? Why else do you think these billionaires are running? I mean, we got Michael Bloomberg. He said he gonna skip the first 4 primaries. But he's going to run anyway. He already spent over $50 million on television ads. What's he running for? How could you miss the first 4 primaries and caucuses and actually be fighting to win? Because he's not playing to win, guys. He's playing to make Bernie lose. It's the other way. To that point, here goes a clip of a Bernie Sanders surrogate talking about Michael Bloomberg's new campaign.
4 years ago, I came to New Hampshire and I had another quote unquote.
So now let's talk about Michael Bloomberg's entry into the race. I know this is something your campaign's been keenly aware of. He spent over $58 million on TV and ad buys in just the last 3 weeks. Most of that money headed towards Super Tuesday states. He said he's going to skip the first 4 primary states. I mean, what is your view of the Bloomberg entry into the race, and how do you view Senator Sanders as an alternative to that?
Look, this is the problem with elites. He thinks he can skip Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada, 4 states where you have to really interact with voters, where you're talking one-on-one in rooms, where you're talking about rooms of 20, 30, 40, wants to go out and just blanket the airwaves with television. That's actually a problem in this race. You want a candidate who can relate to the people, not one who thinks they can win by just spending $50 million, $100 million, $1 billion on TV. That's not good for the Democratic Party. That's not good for democracy.
But just quickly, as we wrap up here, one of the reasons he seems to be getting into this race is because he's nervous Bernie Sanders could be the nominee. I mean, how would you respond to that?
Yes, people like Michael Bloomberg should be nervous that Bernie Sanders is going to be the president of the United States and is going to tax people like Michael Bloomberg and is going to disempower billionaires who have too much power in our society. So yeah, Michael Bloomberg should be nervous.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, I shot him. Yeah, he's dead. I'm glad he's dead. How'd that line go? Samuel Jackson said. God, that was been perfect. Hey, he's dead. I'm glad he's dead. If he was alive, I'll shoot him again. Anyway, you hear Ari Hart. Ari said, yeah, Michael Bloomberg, you should be worried. You should be very nervous. Very, very nervous because we're going to get some money up out of Michael Bloomberg's ass. Oh, yeah, we're going to pick the penguin man up, turn him upside down, and shake the money out of his pockets. Ah. Oh, man, I'm hungry. Guess I need to eat me a rich guy. You know, eat the rich. So, look, there's no other way to slice it. What has to happen now is Obama, Bloomberg, what's his other guy's name? Hey, my name is Deval Patrick. I had served no purpose other than to annoy the hell out of you, give you a headache, and stop Bernie Sanders. All of these weirdos coming out of the woodwork for no other reason than to stop Bernie Sanders because they are cheap bastards who don't want to give the American people, most of Americans, a shot. Bernie's got this new quote in his speech. He says now, he goes, there are 3 Americans that make more money, that are worth more money than the bottom, like 90% or 50, 60%. It's crazy. Like you can't even wrap your mind around how much money some of these people have. And they're just sitting back counting their money. They can't, who am I fooling? They can't count it so much. They're just, I don't know, they're sleeping on the bed of money. And meanwhile, people starve. People are getting foreclosed on their homes. People are dying in the streets. People are living in 10 cities. Cities don't have adequate sewage or adequate water. And we got rich bastards who effectively pay no taxes. We got corporations paying no taxes. And to the Trump supporters, if you're watching, I thought Trump was going to change that. Why aren't you more upset that Trump didn't change that? I'm just wondering. Don't you want a better life? Or have they convinced you that you're not worthy of a better life? You send your children to die in their unnecessary wars. They come back. They suffer from PTSD. They don't get the services or the treatment they deserve. Let's not even mention the death and destruction that they cause when they're in those wars. But if they do come back, look what happens to them. Don't you deserve better? Don't you want better? Shouldn't you demand better? Why are you putting up with it? Why do you accept it as normal? It may be normal, but it ain't right. It's unacceptable. That's why we should all band together and fight against it. I think we have a much better chance of fighting against it if we expose these bastards who are lying to us to begin with, who are feeding us a pile of dog do. I said dog do. Big black guy from D.C. is talking about dog do. I'm trying to watch the language. They keep marking my shows explicit. Well, Tim, that might be a selling point. Don't knock it till you try it all the way. Anyway, so this guy, Mayor Pete, everybody keeps saying, well, not everyone. No real, not generally speaking, not real people are saying this, right? You may have a couple of people around, but for the most part, like, I know that this is all a made-up thing. Like, Pete's a made-up thing. We didn't know who he was 2 weeks ago. 6 months ago, no one knew who Pete was. This is a guy with a weird name. He ran for DNC chair. He couldn't even like place in that race for DNC chair within his own party. Now they're saying he's running a strong fourth. Talk about participation trophies. And I got to keep hearing this guy's name. Well, this guy just put out a new ad in Iowa. It's such a horrific ad, guys. This ad is so disingenuous, I got to share it with you because I want you to be as pissed off as I am. I shouldn't be the only one walking around pissed off, Johnson. You should join me. Check this out. Look, no sharp objects around, no bricks. I don't want you throwing nothing at your, well, you might be watching me on your phone. Don't destroy your phone, but you need to watch this.
I believe we should move to make college affordable for everybody. There are some voices saying, well, that doesn't count unless you go even further, unless it's free even for the kids of millionaires. But I only want to make promises that we can keep. Look, what I'm proposing is plenty bold. I mean, these are big ideas. We can gather the majority to drive those big ideas through without turning off half the country before we even get into office. And that, I think, is the best governing strategy, as well as what it's going to take in order to win. And Lord knows we got to win.
I'm Pete Buttigieg, and I approve this message.
That's your guy, Pete. That's your guy. Oh, whoa. That's your guy, Pete. That ain't my guy. That's your guy. That's your guy. That's your guy, Pete. Pete said his policies are plenty bold. To make college affordable is plenty bold, to make it affordable. No, that's not plenty bold. Plenty bold would be free. How is it not plenty? How is I'm going to cut prices here and there for some people? How is that bold? That's not bold when you do that. That's like going into you go into the you go into the dealership and you say, hey, I need a new car. They're like, we're doing something bold today. We're going to give you a little discount. I don't feel like that's bold. That's not bold. Everybody's got discounts. Bold would be, here's the keys. Oh, yeah, it's on the house, Blackie. Do as you want to do, Tim Black. That's bold. And listen to look at the people. You see the people in the commercial? Yeah, sounds great. Sounds great. What did he say? I have no idea. But he said it so nicely. And what I really am is an upper middle class white lady. And I like when white guys say things really nicely. It speaks my language. It's not exciting. It's not cool. It's not trendy. He's almost not human. Just the way I like him. Nice and steady. He seems so earnest. Yeah, plenty bold. Sort of like Amy Klobuchar's Pell Grants. Get that shit out. Get that out of there. Get it out of there. Get it gone. So, this video was released recently. This Iowa ad was released, and people were reacting to it online. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez responded to it with a series of tweets. The tweets were great, so I would like you to share them, or I would like to share them with you because they're pretty cool. Check this out.
I believe we should move to make college affordable for everybody. There are some voices saying, well, that...
Shut up, Pete. The AOC says this is a GOP talking point used to dismantle public systems. And it's sad to see a dim candidate adopt it. Let's talk about why Republicans are wrong on this. Just like rich kids can attend public school, they should be able to attend tuition-free public college. Here's why. Universal public systems are designed to benefit everybody. Everyone contributes and everyone enjoys. We don't ban the rich from public schools, firefighters, or libraries because they're public goods. Universal systems that benefit everyone are stronger because everyone's invested. When you start carving people out and adding asterisks to who can benefit from goods, that should be available to all. Cracks in the system develop. Many children of the elite want to go to private Ivy-esque schools anyway, which aren't covered by tuition-free public college. Real talk, real talk. Lastly, I can't believe we have to remind people of this, but it's good to have classrooms from pre-K through college to be socially, economically integrated. Having students from different incomes and backgrounds in the same classroom is good for society and economic mobility. There it is. Yeah. Damn good point, Johnson. I put out a tweet myself to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and responded to it myself. And I said I liked her tweet. I thought it was great. But the only thing I disagree with is that she's assuming that Pete is a fair actor. He's not. She's wasting keystrokes on someone who's not playing fair. Come on, guys. People who are wealthy tend to want to go to better schools. They're not going to go to Prince George's Community College just because it's free. People who are rich or wealthy, which is a whole nother level of rich, that Pete's using, that Amy Klobuchar is using, both of them, to try to downplay what would help poor and working class people. Leaves out the fact that just because rich people can save a buck doesn't mean they will choose to save a buck if they can go somewhere nicer. I mean, I don't see many wealthy people running down to Ross's to get a suit just because it's cheaper. I mean, I know people say that. They say, oh, rich people love to save money. Yeah, but not on stuff that they value the most. And education is something that they would value the most. And education is about prestige too for those wealthy people. They're going to send their kids to Ivy League schools. This is a non-issue. This is a non-starter. Now, not to go too far, but I had concerns about Andrew Yang's UBI, and I was like, yo, why do we need to get a UBI to wealthy people? Why do they need a UBI? His pushback was similar to this, to what AOC said, but there's a difference. And the difference is, if you're broke or you're poor or you're in the system, you're going to get less because anything that you're getting from the government is going to come out the money. It's going to subtract from your UBI. So that's the difference. But I understand the theory that if everybody gets it, less people complain, it's more likely to pass, it's more likely to be acceptable, it won't carry the stigma. Because we all know how people hated seeing somebody get in front of them in line with a EBT card, a food stamp card. They hated that, even though they had a pocket full of money. Boy, you getting some crab legs one time this month that you won't be able to afford the rest of the month, burnt them up inside. That one time you got them crab legs that month. It's just the nature of people. So anyway, I love what AOC said here. I just think she's saying it to the wrong person. But I get it, AOC, she's a smart lady, I mean, she's smart enough to know, don't start at 9. Start at 3. You're like me, it's like a heat check, right? Me, I come in, I start at 9. I ain't got much further to go before I foul out the game. But AOC, she's going to start at 3. Maybe she's pacing herself. Maybe she knows between now and, I don't know, New Hampshire, Pete's going to say a lot of other crap. He's going to use a lot of other Republican talking points because, come on, guys. Just because he's gay doesn't mean he's not a Republican. Is that the bona fides to being a progressive? Or what's he called? Does he call himself? What does he call himself these days? He started out as a progressive, trying to be anyway, and then his people called him, like they do like in baseball, that the pitcher having bad pitches or whatever. Hey, come in here. Get over here. What the hell was that? Oh, I was got away from me. Oh, yeah, it got away from you. We're going to pull you out this damn game is what's going to happen if you don't you don't start throwing some strikes, boy. The hell, we didn't spend all this money on you for you to go out here and get the game away. Got that burner guy over there tanning your hide. We need better from you. Well, yes, sir, I'm going to. Don't yes, sir, me. Get out there and get it done, son. Get out there and get it done. Come on now. Get in there. It's cut the progressive crap. You're not a progressive. You're a regressive. You're conservative, moderate. You're a Republican. Just get out there and piss on anything progressive and forget the Medicare for all and all the schooling and minimum wage raisins. Get boo-hoo it all. You know how to do it. Double speak. Or you'll be sitting in a freaking outhouse back here. Be on the first thing smoking back to South Bend. Get on it. Get it done. I saw a skit. Daily Show. Roy Wood. And it was Roy Wood went down to interview some black folks. I think it was Atlanta, Georgia. And how CNN does these interviews with prospective voters or likely voters, and it was just hilarious because some of the complaints about being Pete were like kind of basic things that that we all say. And the main critique one critique that really stuck out was that they didn't know who Pete was. Like they didn't know Pete. We don't know him. Someone said something about his haircut too, like his picture, horrible haircut. But I don't have that problem about the haircut. But the thing is, if people knew more about Pete and they got less of the soundbite love that they like to give him, if there was less propping up, I mean, if people just really looked at what he's offering, which isn't much. I mean, what's exciting about his policies? And like I said, similar to Michael Bloomberg is not the only one in this to get rid of Bernie. I find it impossible to imagine the mayor of South Bend becoming president of the United States. I mean, you don't come in the job the first day and want to be supervisor. Or maybe you do if your daddy owns the country. Or if you work for the CIA. I don't know. No, I don't think it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know why? Because we're not going to let it happen. Bump Big Pharma. Right? Big us. That's what's up. You know, so anyway, one thing I wanted to touch on before we go to phone line. Phone calls 319-527-6212. I want to touch on this because, you know, there have been people trying to talk to me about Kamala Harris. Talk to me about Kamala Harris because they wanted me to know that Kamala's not getting a fair shake. That Kamala Harris has been marginalized during this process. She hasn't been treated fairly. And somehow someone decided somewhere along the way that they didn't want her to become the nominee. And it's been less coverage. And when she was covered, it's been unfavorable coverage. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take a look at that. Hey, man, I'm always willing to get more information about something, right? You know, and they were complaining about how Kamala Harris, people were calling for her to drop out. And I was one of those people saying, like, hey, get out. I was saying Kamala Harris should get out because she's not doing well. And I don't see a way up for her at this point. So there's been article after article coming out about Kamala Harris about how her campaign is effectively over. I would go further to say, I would say it's not effectively over, it is over. It's dead. It just doesn't know it yet. It thinks it's alive. It's a zombie. She has a zombie. She has the Democratic Party's first zombie campaign right now. I mean, they're waiting. I guess Kamala's waiting for it to bite her, try to eat her guts before she realizes it's a zombie and you might want to shoot it. I mean, that's how bad her campaign is at this point. And that's got nothing to do with my personal feelings about her because I don't have any personal feelings about her because I don't know her personally. It has to do with the fact that I will never, ever support a prosecutor for anything above dog catcher. Unless they are the most progressive prosecutor in the world. And then they would not be able to be a prosecutor because they would lose their job because a prosecutor's job is to lock up people. That's their job. And in the world, in the world's most incarcerated nation, United States, I can never support a person who was a prosecutor, whose job was to lock up people. For the same reason, I could never support Amy Klobuchar. Just can't happen. Won't happen. So, Tim, why are we talking about this? Tim, we know how you feel about Kamala Harris. Well, maybe some new people came through. Maybe you've been sharing this show with people, and they saw it, and they say, let me check it out. They need to know. They need to know why, too. So, there was a New York Times article that just came out. It said the same thing I'm saying, but it went much further. Oh, my God, folks. The quarterback is toast. Die Hard, the first one. Woo! I'm telling you, man, this is, I mean, Kamala, this lady that used to work for Kamala, her name is Kelly Mallenbacher. I don't know. If I was Kamala, I might go looking for her because, woo, she wrote a letter, a severance letter. She spilled all the tea. Anyway, here goes them discussing this latest New York Times article, the demise of the Kamala Harris campaign, the unraveling of the Harris campaign, and this turncoat. Check this out.
Almost exactly 5 months later, this story out today. J. Mart, Alex Burns, and Ested Herndon, how Kamala Harris's campaign unraveled. They obtained the resignation letter of the Harris campaign state operations director, who is now joining the Bloomberg campaign. She wrote, "It is unacceptable that with less than 90 days until Iowa, we still do not have a real plan to win. Our campaign for the people is made up of diverse talent, which is being squandered by indecision and a lack of leaders who lead." Molly, that is rough stuff. You wrote a fantastic cover story on Kamala Harris about a month ago or so. I'm sure, based on what your reporting has been, a lot of this isn't really a surprise to you.
No, what's a surprise is that she has failed to turn it around despite literally months and months and months of hearing this kind of frustration. And you hear it, it's reporters, it's people inside the campaign, it's people outside the campaign, it's pretty much every voter that you meet on the campaign trail who goes to see her. And the common theme is people want to like her, and then she doesn't close the deal. She's not able to articulate a consistent and compelling message that makes those voters who show up for her, who are interested in what she's selling, that makes them decide, yes, this is the candidate I can commit to. And the Times story and a Post story today have really laid out this frustration, especially within her team, that she hasn't been able to make those decisions.
And she's been all over the place in terms of the message. Here's a clip to show some of her kind of all over the place messaging.
Truth, justice, decency, equality, freedom. Our mother would sit up trying to figure out how to make it all work. That's something most Americans know all too well. And that's what my 3 a.m. agenda is all about.
He's tearing us apart. She'll bring us together. This is Trump. And in every possible way, this is the anti-Trump.
And now to Lou, one of the messages is she's the one who can bring back the Obama coalition in the way that Obama had it in 2007.
Yeah, they've tried out a number of different messages over the past several months and just tried to see what is stuck. And it's been difficult to follow her campaign because there have been so many different messages. And one of the biggest debates that she's having internally is whether she wants to be sort of this progressive, left-wing California liberal, or whether or not she wants to be more of a moderate. And both of those lanes are currently clogged up, and the fact that she's kind of vacillating between the two of those makes it difficult for any voter to stick to her when there are so many other options.
And Julie, this was a policy-heavy campaign, I think, in a way that some folks who got in didn't necessarily predict and maybe weren't ready for, and she has had issues with some of her policies.
Right, and some of this goes back to the candidate herself. I mean, they have tried out a lot of different messages and a lot of different strategies, but as Molly said, it is her lack of ability to stick to one policy prescription, one set of policy issues that she really wants to be her trademark that has put her where she is today.
Ew. Doesn't look good, Johnson. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. Now look, so we had Kamala Harris, and it's almost over. This is like the end of Cheers. You know, and who do you blame for it? Whose fault really is it? Some would say it's Kamala Harris's fault. In fact, some did say it was Kamala Harris's fault. I mean, people that worked in their campaign, people that were there under the condition of anonymity, over 50 different people spoke out. They talked about working on a dysfunctional campaign with no true cohesive message. They talked about things like attacking other competitors in the race and then backing off after attacking them ill-advisedly. They talked about no cohesive message. You saw the clips. No plan to win? No plan to win? Now, we can say all these things, right? We can just go down a list and look at all the different issues that the campaign's had, from the fact that she's a prosecutor, that didn't go over well, rolling it out on, what was it, on MLK's Day, I think it was, or birthday, or... It was something historical about the way she did it. I think she rolled out at Howard University, and then she went on the Breakfast Club and said, I'm not going to help the blacks. And she was like really matter-of-factly. I think maybe she spent a little bit too much time with Obama. Maybe she thought that would work. So she rolls out a campaign at a historically black college and university, Howard University, one of the most famous, if not the famous, most famous. And then she goes on a very black-centric radio station, not owned by black folks, but listened to by black folks, with black commentators. And she says, when asked, what you going to do for black people, she says, oh, I'm not going to do anything for black people. Oh, you best believe I'm not going to do anything for them. And I guess maybe she thought that would work because it kind of worked for Obama, but he didn't say that till after he got in. If he'd have said that before he got in, people would have voted. Hillary would have been your nominee in 2008, and then maybe Bernie would have won 2016 because there'd have been no Hillary. She would have definitely been out in 2012. But anyway, here's the point. Kamala Harris made a lot of missteps. One of the biggest missteps is she doesn't really believe anything, at least not that I can tell. Right? Kamala Harris, when she was an attorney, a prosecutor, San Francisco a prosecutor, right? She was progressive. Kinda-ish, at times. Like, she couldn't make her mind up then. When she became Attorney General of California, she was hawkish. She was law and order. She ran to the right of the progressive Attorney General, but she was against the death penalty. But she was always been sort of schizophrenic in her policies, in what she believes, just like no core. Lock them up, let them go. Help the kids, lock up the parents. There's no... So what I'm saying is what's wrong with her campaign is what's wrong with her. They say when you get money, you become more of who you are. You're a derelict, a degenerate. You're going to be more of a degenerate. Some people don't need money. If they had money, they'd be dead now. They don't have enough money to OD. You know what I mean? Because they just can't afford it. But they would because they're degenerates. Because they just, they got problems. That didn't come out right. But you understand what I'm saying, right? And some people, the only thing saving them is that they don't have the resources to be as bad as they would want to be. Well, Kamala Harris was given all the resources, and what she was more of who she's always been. Flip-floppy, no guiding principle, no focus, no whatever works, be that thing to win. Matter of fact, the main thing she talks about on her stump speech is she's a winner. She does whatever it takes to win. The problem is that's not very inspirational. When you run for president, you need to inspire a lot of people. All types of people. It's just not about who's going to come out and back you up or endorse you. It's about, can you sell a vision? And do you have conviction to that vision? And that's what I don't see with Kamala. Not at all. This is Kelly Mellenbacher. This is what she said. She said, morale has never been lower, and additional people, even if only 3, are laid off, and neither the campaign manager or the chair addresses the staff to explain, apologize, or reassure us of the decisions being made and a path forward. So there wasn't just messaging problems. There was internal problems, lack of leadership problems. Many of her advisors are now pointing a finger directly at Harris. Here goes the most damning of all comments in this whole article. Gil Duran, a former aide to Ms. Harris, says you can't run the country if you can't run your campaign. Sounds a little bit like Hillary when Michelle Obama said, you can't run a country if you can't run your own house. Ugh, ouch. Oh. Yeah, it's going to leave a mark. That still sounds hard. Doesn't it sound hard? Yeah. But when you don't like somebody, you know, it's okay. So anyway, the point is, Kamala Harris, look, it's never been about her personally. Like I said, I don't know her personally. And I think for the voters, they don't get a personableness out of her. Something's missing And I think what it is not having your own way to go and saying, you know what, screw this, screw. You know what, go to hell. I'm me. And this is what I believe. This is what I think is the vision. And I'm going to put everything into it. And I'm going to go for it. And this is what I believe is right. And that will pull people. But if you're wishy-washy and you're all over the place and you don't know if you're coming or going and you're poll tested and you're consulted, overly consulted, and then you listen to your consultants, then you don't, then you have no game plan, you have nothing. I'm thinking this can be said about a lot of the campaigns. I don't think Kamala Harris is the only campaign that you can make these types of criticisms of. But as I stated, well, I didn't state this. Look, Kamala Harris's campaign, she was up 15 points. She was like 15 points nationally. Now she's like 3. What are you guys waiting for? Her to go to 0? And then it's okay? Is that when it's okay to say she should get out? I mean, we said Beto should get out. I don't see a reason for Beto to run anyway. I don't see a reason for Kamala to run. Hey, let's cut the crap, guys. Unless you have a compelling vision for the world, why run? Like, you should be running for a reason that's bigger than you getting a notch on your belt. To be president should be a terribly hard thing to do. I don't want anybody feeling sorry for people who can't become president, who don't have a clear vision of what they're trying to do for the world. This should be the hardest thing you've ever done because it affects so many people. It affects so many people. It's not even in the realm of righteousness for it to even exist that you can have as much power as you can have sitting in that Oval Office. You should not, one person should not be allowed that level of power. So I don't feel bad at all about somebody not cutting it. In the case of Kamala Harris, she's a freaking senator, already killing it. I'm supposed to feel sorry that she can't become president? Beto O'Rourke is married to a duchess or something. She like owns the color burgundy. She's so freaking rich. He never has to work a day in his life. He's got a prenup that would make Bill Gates go, you did all right. You did all right. You're not me, but you did all right. And I'm supposed to feel sorry because he had to drop out? What's his compelling vision of the world? How is he going to change the world? And if you don't have that thing, if you don't have something that you believe so much that it keeps you up at night, gets you up early in the morning, you forget to sleep, then it's not only understandable that you lose, well, damn it, it's a good thing that you do because we don't need you. We already got you. We got one like you already. Somebody who has no business sitting in that Oval Office. All right, guys. 319-527-6212 is the name or the number you call in to get on the phone line. So yeah, do that, guys. Also, I want to tell you this is, let me get this going real quick. This is, okay, so let's say you like the show, you think the show is pretty cool. Hey, you got great taste. I love you for that. Check this out. Text the word cornbread to 2100 and become a member of my VIP text club. The VIP text club, we're going to be giving away freebies. We're going to be keeping you up to date with what's going on with the show. When I go on tour, or when I go on other shows, anything major that happens, you're going to be made aware of it. You are part of the VIP text club. Any discounts on anything we got going on, you're going to know about it. So it's free. Do it. Text cornbread, one word, to code 21,000. That's code 21,000. It should be scrolling down here right now. Do that today. All right. Now we're going to run this because we need you to become members of the 10 Black Wolf Pack. And want you to check out our new gear for the holidays. There's some sales going on. I don't want you to miss it. Check this out. By popular demand, Johnson is here. I have new Johnson designs in my shop. If you want to pick them up, check them out. They are hilarious. They are revolutionary. And they're all Johnson. You're going to love them, man. Check them out. Both parties suck, Johnson. It's one of my favorites. Independent media only, Johnson. Keep it real. We are all Johnson. We are. We're one big community, guys. Go check it out. Independent media only. Johnson's in the house. Both parties suck, Johnson. We are here. They got a special going on right now. Free shipping. Get it today. Wolfpack. All right, guys. Let's go with our first phone number in the queue. First phone number in the queue is a 732 number, 732. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
How you doing? My name is Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
I'm hanging in there, man.
All right, brother. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to weigh in on the reason why I think Kamala lost is that one comment that she made where she said that single mothers whose kids are truant from school should go to prison. I think that's what buried her.
Wow. That's a good one. That's a good reason,
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard from a candidate.
It's pretty dumb.
That was clearly. I mean, I know. I can't tell because I'm just getting into the show now, so I don't know if you like AOC more than Kamala. I couldn't tell. I like AOC for certain reasons, not political. She's just a really sexy idiot. But Kamala, I thought, had a shot.
Well, it's not about what I think, man. It's about what you think. We don't have to agree. You know what I'm saying? And if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I disagree. I don't think she's an idiot.
I'm East Coast. I don't know are you East Coast?
Yeah, I'm East Coast, man. I'm in Maryland. I'm from D.C., though.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're from the way you pronounce it, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. But I'm a New Yorker, and AOC is destroying the neighborhood.
Wow.
But Kamala had a shot. She really did have a good shot, and when she did that, I think that's what buried her. I'm sorry to bring up AOC, but she just irks the hell out of me. She's from my district.
What's going on, man?
Really
what's going on with her, man? What's she doing that's messing up the district?
No, because every time she speaks, she sounds like a child who read a teleprompter wrong.
God damn.
Yeah, she's really screwing it all up. She's only reaching outsiders. She's not reaching anybody in the city. Nobody in the city gives a hell about her except for people that don't have basic cable.
Wow. Well, you know what, man? I'm going to look into that, bro, because I hadn't heard that, Jeff.
Yeah, well, she's burying her own. She's burying herself. Her approval rating in the district is garbage. It's beyond lower than low.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's one of those weird things where I'm allowed to. All right, here's the thing. I was talking on somebody's show the other day, and they were like, "Oh, you're a white guy." I go, "Yeah, but I'm half black." So I'm allowed to say it. I sound white, but I'm half black. So I'm allowed to say these things. It's not a minority thing. She's a bad person to represent the district. And I also know for a fact, and I know that people have said that this is it's all conspiracy theory, but I know for a fact that she actually won that spot by auditioning. 10,000 people auditioned for that position to run for that district. I know people that actually went for that audition. She's a what do they call it? A talking head.
Oh.
all she is. At least be genuine with it.
Wow.
Like I'm not a Bernie guy. Kamala I liked. I think she buried herself.
Jesus.
I'm a Tulsi. I got to be honest with you. For somebody who voted for Trump in the last election, I like Tulsi Gabbard. I'd be willing to vote against Trump if somebody like Tulsi Gabbard would get in.
Mm.
And that's something nobody talks about.
People talk about it.
I've never heard it. I listen to a lot of political talks, and I voted for Trump only because I thought Trump was the lesser of the evils. Because the Clinton, hold on. I'm sorry, I might accidentally hang myself in a jail cell tomorrow if I say this out loud. They murder a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. No, all right, hold on. Let me get your honest opinion. Did you hear about Jennifer James?
Jennifer James, no.
James.
No.
Jaynes. Look it up. She was a USA Today best-selling author, and she was talking about the corruption in the vaccination industry. She shot herself in the head twice.
Oh.
Yesterday. How do you shoot yourself in the head twice? Literally yesterday, Tim. Yesterday.
Wow.
Now, in that same day that she shot, right before, hours before she was found dead by killing herself, by shooting herself in the head twice, Hillary Clinton and Chelsea Clinton both put out tweets stating that they are thankful for all the medical people that are vaccinating children. They both put tweets out. Thank you for all the vaccinations. Thank you for all this. Oh, it's so great. And then the woman who was talking about corruption in vaccination, not anti-vax. She's not saying you shouldn't vaccinate, because you should. You really should. It saves lives. All she said was there was corruption in the vaccination industry, and she shot herself in the head 2 times.
All right, Jeff.
I'm not going to say any more because we all might get Clintons.
Goodness gracious, man. Well, look, man, I'm glad you called up tonight.
But Tulsi Gabbard is the future of the Democratic Party. She really is. Kamala Harris has got the right idea on a lot of things, but she screws up a bunch. Man, other than that, all I got to say is no Tulsi. Trump 2020.
All right, Jeff, man. You take care, man. Thank you, man.
Trump Jr. 2024, Ivanka 2028.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right. He literally said, I hate when people say that, and here I'm saying it. Jeff said that Kamala was great. Really like her a lot. But I prefer Tulsi. Like, dude, do you realize the differences? Hey, man, I don't see any similarities between Tulsi and Kamala other than the obvious. That being gender. That's about it. I don't know where, I want some cake, but I'll also take some Brussels sprouts. They go together so perfectly. They're almost the same thing. I'm like, no. But I hear you, man. Wow. Hey, look, this show is diverse. We got a lot of different people calling up on this show, and here we go. That's what I love about it. So thank you, Jeff, for calling up, man. And Like, we don't have to agree. But wow, I'm looking at the AOC thing. He said that it's like an acting job. Like, he said they had a casting call. I've never heard this. Man, the things you learn on the Tim Black Show. Go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Become a member of this show. You're going to hear stuff on this show you won't hear anywhere else. And I have heard people say they would go from, they voted for Trump, but they would vote for Tulsi. I have heard that before. In fact, that's one of the running smears they use on her, that she pulls some Trump voters. So does Bernie. Bernie, Trump, and Yang. Those are the three candidates that do that. All right, now. Going to the next call. I got a 11111 number in the queue. 111, you're live. Hey.
Yes, Brother Tim. Brother Tim, this is Mike.
What's up,
Mike?
Mike?
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, do you remember me, I hope?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course.
Yeah. Yes. You know, the situation is when senior citizens driving to Canada or Mexico for cheaper prescription drugs, I mean, this is a shame for America. Because what's wrong? Why can't have everything pretty much covered with, and much better prices? I mean, not something you buy, say, it costs you $2,400. Why? Same drug in Mexico, it costs $100. Or same drug in Canada, it costs, say, okay, $150, for example. Mm-hmm. Why? Why can't we have, why so much prices are different than Canada or Mexico? So our senior citizens that they need to get them work hard, so they have retired, so they need their money, to go traveling a little bit or whatever they want to do. But in order to get their health or medication, instead of United States, they have to go to Canada and Mexico for a cheap. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why we need President Yang or Bernie for that reason.
You said President who?
President Yang.
Yang. I thought you said Jank, as in Jank Uger from the TYT.
Sorry, because I'm calling from long distance. That's why we need President Andrew Yang or Bernie Sanders to be in charge, because it's a shame for Americans that you work your ass off and you now once to relax, now you have to be unrelaxed and you have to go back or Cuba. If you could go Cuba, you forget it. And an Atrovan, which it costs here in the United States over $2,000, or Kuwar, Ready Kuwar is a new version, is now Ready Kuwar. It costs $1,800. In Cuba, it costs you 10 cents. So this is the problem, my friend. That's why we need Andrew Yang to give us education for the next century, next phase of joblessness that we are going to experience. So we need that $1,000 rebate, and we need that Medicare for all to pay for the people of the United States of America. Otherwise, we are finished as a nation, my friend. Go ahead, sir.
Well, that's it, brother. Well, thank you for the phone call, man. I appreciate it. Wow. I'm not against the UBI, right? I just think there needs to be more. Man, I'm so tired of having this conversation about UBI where, look, I want more. I want more. That's what it is. I want more. I saw one of my comedians that one of the comedians that I look up to, Eddie Griffin. And Eddie Griffin recently responded to an Andrew Yang tweet. And he was very supportive of Eddie Griffin, because Eddie Griffin was very supportive of Andrew Yang. I'm all screwing it up. And he was like, the man makes sense. He want to give you dumbasses $1,000 a month. You don't want to take it. And look, Eddie, man, we got other problems, man, too. It's not the only thing, man. There's more problems than just that. Yeah? We need this Medicare for all, bruh. You and I ain't getting much younger. What about my parents? What about our parents, man? We need health coverage, brother. But I'm not opposed to a universal basic income in some way. I'm not opposed to a federal jobs guarantee in some way. These things are good ideas. Why do people think we need to just pick between them? I don't think we need to pick between them, but, I think there's implementations and there's flavors of various policies that need to be tinkered with. But I appreciate the phone call, my brother. Yeah, you're right. It is a shame. It's a damn shame that we, the richest country in the history of countries, doesn't even provide medical coverage or school. You know what it does provide? Prison Johnson. It'll provide prison, a nice jail cell for your ass. That's what we have here for you. And if you're a black woman, the possibility of dying while giving childbirth. Right up there with, I don't know, New Guinea or something. 559, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Brother Tim, it's Brother Eric. How you doing, man?
Hey, Eric. What's on your mind, Eric?
Oh boy, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Well, I wanted to congratulate the first caller, old Jeff. I mean, we need some levity in this day and age, and sometimes we just don't get enough of it. And I'll tell you what, I actually looked up a lot of what he was talking about, but ultimately, I mean, okay, there's some traction, there's some information out there, and that's all I'm really concerned about is the information. But what's the point? And I'll be willing to bet you his point is, well, see, that's why we should just keep doing what we're doing. No. I mean, we can let laundry list of things that was wrong with what he said. I mean, information is information. You do with it what you will, but what's the point? My point is, because you know what? She's saying the right things, and she's either a part of or furthering a movement that I believe in myself personally, and I'm definitely not the only one. And what is that? We need a whole lot more equity, or we need a whole lot more equality, especially economically, because, I mean, again, we're consumer-based. I mean, people need money, and the only way you can buy things, and the only way that since they have to have you, or they basically force you to pay property taxes, it's not like you can go off the grid anywhere you want. Mm-hmm. So that needs money. That means cash. And how are you going to do that? And I like the different ideas. I like Bernie's best because he's more all-inclusive. He's, the one thing that just bothers me too is that to hear a lot of these guys like the Buttigieg and even Klobuchar's that like to take well, we just can't come to the negotiating table with, we have to see, you know what? You're right in one respect, and this is what makes them so diabolical. Yeah, you're right. It has to get passed. We need to try to get things passed. But see, here's the thing. When you're coming to the coming into a negotiation that you're going to end up in the middle, somewhere in the middle. Right. Now, again, this guy, Trump or whomever, may be all the way to the right, then you should be coming all the way to the left, because somewhere in the middle is where you're going to end up. And then eventually, and hopefully it's going to move more in the workers' favor. So where, hey, now we can actually do something. We can actually consume. We can actually get people to work. I mean, again, one way or the other, whether it's UBI, jobs program, paying people more, paying your taxes, you got to redistribute that money. And the people that have it right now are the ones that are hoarding it. And it's a matter of what you're going to do to go get it. You're either going to siphon it off, again, with taxes, or you're going to do it with wages, one way or the other. And that's That's all I got for you, man. I love the show. Keep fighting the good fight, and gosh darn it, I mean, I'm sorry to channel old Lizzie Warren, but this is bigger than just you and me personally, and just the listeners. This is a movement going on that, you know, honestly, even if it wasn't Bernie, even if it wasn't AOC, I'm still down for it. I'm still behind it, because it's, you know, notice how he doesn't really talk about himself personally, because it's not about him. It's about what we're building. It's about worker solidarity. It's about, I mean, you know, there you have it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate it, and great comments, and I agree with you. In fact, to your point about Bernie, right, they pushed Bernie to talk about himself. That was something they intended to do. They felt that he didn't do that enough in 2016 because they felt that he didn't make a direct enough connection between him and the people as far as who he was. And that's why when they started smearing him, it got a little bit more traction. Like when John Lewis, you know, these statements like, oh, Bernie, I was with MLK, I don't remember seeing Bernie. Oh, there goes a picture of him right there. There's the picture. You know, and so Bernie, I think he opened up for those reasons. Like, okay, well, you know what? This is what people need as a leader. This is what they need. Well, this is what we're going to give them. But I feel that he's still being true to himself. He's fleshing out certain aspects so that people can better connect to him. But I appreciate your phone call, and like me, like I've been saying this from day one, Eric. Look, I'm about the policy and I'm about the direction of the country going in the right direction. I would love for another candidate to have it and to have my support. You know what I mean? I want to give another candidate my support. I want more people to support. This is not a game to me. I don't want to just, this is my car. This is not a game of that's my car. This is serious business, guys. I go to bed at night thinking about politics, dealing with politics, planning shows, doing research. You know, I wish there was more of a quandary about which candidate. But when you give me Elizabeth Warren, oh, gee willikers, Tim Black, you give me that. Oh, so now she wants to stand up for Native Americans, indigenous people who are deceased. Now she wants to stand up for them, but in 2015 and 2016, she wouldn't stand up for living indigenous people. Now she's taking bows and credit for other legislation that helps past deceased indigenous people. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. But living indigenous people who are getting their land taken, their rights violated, she had nothing for us. Nothing for them. So, nah. Anyway, let me just go to the next call. 562, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
What's up, Tim Black? This is Marvin from California. How you doing?
Marvin, my brother, how you feeling, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I told you I was going to hit you back or hit you later. And it's been a minute since I done called in. And how was your Thanksgiving, brother?
Man, I was safe and sound, man, here in the crib, man, just staying out of trouble. And I took the night off, man. What about you, brother? How'd you do?
Oh, man, you know, Southern Cal, man, we had record-breaking rain yesterday, and it was cold as I don't know what, you know, for Cali. I used to be used to that stuff when I was younger in the military, you know, stationed in Alaska, man, but 50 years old, you know, I got some old bones, and the cold hits, and it's like, I'm broke down, you know what I mean? Especially to be in California, too. But, like I said in the text earlier, man, you know, I got off of Twitter, man. It was all just smoke, mirrors, pomp, and circumstance, and bunches of BS, and pretty much everything, the media.
Right.
You know, pretty much now, when my TV comes on, if it's not really watching those videos of those small, and it seems like it's getting smaller now, group of YouTubers that I'm really into. Shoot, the only other time than that, it's my Xbox is on. You know what I mean? It's like I got no patience for all of this crap, man, and I've been barely paying attention to this theater of impeachment and the presidential race, and it's like, man, I'm tired of it. But I wanted to call, let you know, brother's still live and kicking, and I do get a chance to check out some of your videos as well. I've been digging them, especially of late, and like I said in the text as well, bro, you know, keep bringing that news for people who hate the news, bro, and do your thing. Peace.
Peace, Marvin, man. Thank you, man. Good to hear from you. Marvin said it was cold in Cali, man. You know, I'm jealous as hell. I'm over here like, I know it was probably like 55, 60. Marvin talking about it was cold. Man, LA people got it good, man. They got it so good. I need to go somewhere where I don't need a hat, where not having hair is okay. Brother, you know, I went to LA one time, man. I went on the Dr. Phil show. Flew me out to California, Sunset Boulevard. Man, over there where they do the filming for all the, what's that called? Where they do all the filmings. Anyway, where they have a lot of the trailers and the parks where they do all the filming for the Hollywood shows. There. And I saw it. I walked on the boardwalk and the Melrose. I mean, all of it, brother. And it was an interesting experience, man. And I would love to go back sometime just to not have to, you know, it was only there a couple days. I was by myself, you know, wishing I had my wife with me or my son or somebody, a friend of mine, you know, somebody to hang out with, you know, but it was an experience. So, but welcome back to the show, man. Welcome back. Glad you called in, man. Hope your daughter's doing well. Hope everybody's fine. See, the Tim Black Wolfpack is a family, y'all. Marvin called up because he ain't talked to the family for a while, man. So that's what I love about this show and about those that watch it. Join the Tim Black Wolfpack, right? Give what you can to be a part of it. $5 would be great. $100 a month would be even greater. But join the Wolfpack. We care about one another. We've been around for a long time. We're gonna stay around, and we're gonna keep it real. Look, you're gonna be here anyway. You might as well be up on what's going on with the news. You might as well know about these politicians. You might as well know what's going on in the world. It ain't going to change. It's okay to unplug sometime. That's fine. I do it occasionally. But just because you close your eyes don't mean the scary parts aren't happening. Just because you stop looking, it don't stop. So when you're going to come back, it's okay. Come back and, you know, just check it out. And maybe I can get you active, Marvin. You would be a great, you know, you could be a councilman or something. Stop playing, man. Come on, man. You more well-versed than probably some of the local politicians there in Cali, man. Come on, man. You know it. You talk the language of the people, my brother. Come on now. You better say that. Come on, somebody. Like Nina Turner would say, come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Come on. All right, I'll move on to the next call. I got a 1111 number in the house. Live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello, is this me?
That's you, my friend. How are you?
Hello, this is Adam from California, Costa Mesa. Thank you for taking my call and doing what you do. I have a few things I guess I want to broach. I was just typing them up as you called. I'll start with Nancy Pelosi is a self-proclaimed master legislator, and I would say she's as much a master legislator as Kamala Harris is a top-tier candidate. And I think it may have been in your chat group, but I want to give proper credit. But the best description of Kamala Harris is she's so high school, and she is really tough to watch sometimes in that, and I agree with that. And but anyone who's feeling sympathy should remember the Bush-Gore first debate. Bush was pitiful. It was so tough to watch. I actually felt sorry for him. And then they walked him through the election to the presidency, and I no longer think it's a good idea to feel sorry for these people. On Debbie Wasserman Schultz on the back end of a second straight DACA loss. After that second straight losing negotiation in 2018, I think it was, she was asked what Democrats gained during those negotiations of the budget battle, and she said they gained a potential for momentum. And I think that people should know that quote. It's so unbelievable to me. And I want to talk about Chuck Schumer's electoral strategy from 2016, and I hope this is late enough to say this, but this is a virtual quote. I just changed it slightly, and I think people will understand where I changed it. This is what Chuck Schumer's electoral strategy is. For every blue-collar Democrat we lose by offering them nothing and telling them to fuck off in western Pennsylvania, we will pick up 2 moderate Republicans in the suburbs of Philadelphia. And you can repeat that by telling blue-collar workers in Ohio, Illinois, and Wisconsin to also fuck off there too. And I don't think that's a winning strategy, but I think that's their strategy. And I think that the best strategy is to go after the 100 million voters who did not vote and the young voters who are picking up any like that. So the last thing I'll say, if I have another minute, is to talk about Joe Biden and through his dismissive and off-putting response on 2 different occasions, is officially running as the lesser evil in the Democratic Party primary, something that is usually waited for the general election to do that. And by telling people to vote for Trump or Bernie Sanders, he's putting himself as the lesser evil. And actually, the last thing I'd like to say is I want to comment on last week's wonderful caller who commented on Pete Buttigieg's putting his own name on his proposals rather than the Douglas plan. And I want to put it like this: is and maybe you could help me out in this vein. I would like to propose a Bernie Sanders proposal, which is the MLK, Muhammad Ali, David Gregory, and you can just start adding the names to that list as well for his for people who didn't get back to him and tell him that they were not going to be on his list. Anyway, thank you so much. Always wish you the best. Thank you.
Hey, well, thank you for the phone call, Adam. And I think you meant to say Dick Gregory. That's right, Dick Gregory, man. Frequent D.C., man. So I know Dick Gregory. But yeah, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Yeah, the audacity to use names of people posthumously to prop up your bullshit neoliberal policies, watered down, fake progressive policies that aren't really game changers. We know you need game changers. People want to get out of bed for a reason. People want to go down to the polls for a reason. People want to feel inspired for a reason, not fake. Not so I think I was also, there was something about Nancy Pelosi with I think it was AOC was laughing about how much money. Did AOC raise more money than Nancy Pelosi, something like that? I'm looking to help get Nancy Pelosi out, right? Oh man, term limits, her and Dianne Feinstein. But Bernie, no, not Bernie. But no, Shahid Buttar. That's my guy running against Nancy Pelosi. Anyway, I'm going to go to the next call, Adam. Thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. 425. Live on Freedom Friday. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Papa Wolf?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, so I got a short randomized kind of call for today, but did that first caller seriously call in and say that he was a Tulsi fan, but then versus he doesn't like what AOC has to say? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, and he was also, he liked Kamala though, but he thinks she screwed up too many times.
I don't know. I think the dude's not paying attention or something. Anyway, when it comes down to like Pete, I don't think we have to worry about that guy anymore. I know they're trying to swoon him inside of the the whole media circlet, but he's a warped ship. He's heading down under, my friend. I don't really think that he's going to recover either, especially with black folks are being woke to his whole attempt. So I don't think that the guy is going to have anything to do much to whistle about here pretty soon. But just to keep it short here, I really love some of the stuff that you're up to lately here with the show. I've seen some of those graphics and images and some of those pannings, going on here with your show. So I just want to appreciate you for a hot minute oh, and by the way, we're going extinct, everybody. So you better get out there and tell somebody to wake the fuck up. All right, you have a good one, dude.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. And thanks for the comment about the about the videos. I'm mixing things up. The goal is to put out like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pieces of content a day across social media and put out as much stuff as possible. So I'm taking clips, making these really short 1-minute clips on different topics from shows, because we guys realize how many stories I do and then how many moments within those stories are memorable or could be memorable that say something that the world needs to hear. And not everybody wants to sit down for a 2-hour show, and then there are people who don't want to sit for a 15-minute clip. There are people who will sit for a minute clip, though, to find out about the show, and maybe they can work up to sitting for a little longer. So that's the whole idea behind it. And we are trying different things with some B-roll footage to make the videos more interesting. And why not make them more quality? People are seeing all types of great quality stuff online now. So we're just trying different things. I appreciate you recognizing that all that hard work. I appreciate that. That matters. That matters, you know. All right. 402. 402, you're live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hello. I hear you. 402. I hear something on your phone line there. We are waiting for you. Oh, guys, notice my No Joe shirt and No Joe button. This is from the Tim Black Fall Edition or Winter Edition Tim Black. No Joe. No Joe, the Joe, of course, being Joe Biden. No Joe Biden. All right? Make no mistake about how we feel about that guy. Okay, my 402 is not here. How about this 3? Hold on. How about 361? 361, you're live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, my name is Jay.
Jay.
And I would like to talk about have you heard the story of that new robotic soldier that they made that was going to replace soldiers?
No, I haven't. Go right ahead.
It's basically it's like a Terminator, right? But here's my question. If you can make a robot that fights other humans and looks to kill them, why can't you make robots to automate farms and ranches? Because a plant is stationary, and pigs and cows kind of know what they're going to do. So the programming that would be involved to make a robot to take care of that would be child's play compared to making programs for a robot to go after a human with his own mind, and he thinks, and he's like, he doesn't want to die, So you see what I'm trying to say? But the reason, and here's my other point of why Trump will win, is because do you know his relationship, President Trump's relationship with Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu? And do you know the technology, the American technology that is over there in Intel and Microsoft? They call them chip factories. Well, we call them chip factories, but it's really a foundry. That's where they make the microchips for all the computers, all this, everything. 98% of computers, public and private, are run by Microsoft. And also, do you know the relationship that Netanyahu has with Putin?
Man, Jay.
And
Jay.
Huh?
Man,
what?
That's it, man. You just saying random stuff, man.
That's not random stuff. That all has to deal with why you can't have free medical. Remember, Trump's spending money on the military. Remember that. But it's not spending money to build up the military. It's to build technology. To build technology to get transferred out of the U.S. to build up basically the One Belt, One Road. That's why he's pulling all the troops out. And China and Russia are moving in.
Okay.
You see, because we may think that okay, we're going to pull back out of the country, and but China and Russia are not. And that's why he talks about oil too, because this is all of these.
Bye, Jay. We got to keep going, Jay. I appreciate the phone call, man. Call up with like one thing to say and like say that like all the way through and just, I don't mean to be too hard on you, man, but Jesus, man. It's the day after Thanksgiving, man. I need you to respect my ability to stay awake, to listen to. All right, go to the next call. 931. 931, you're live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, this two-bron star Brandon, man. What's up, Tim?
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, I love it when people call in and talk about the military and able to push it for the country. Hey, what I want to talk about, Tim, is how Donald Trump destroyed the Republican Party. So you got to follow me on this, man. All right?
Okay, go ahead.
If you look, when Obama was president, there was two people, the Latinos, who was always on Fox News and the media, Rubio and Cruz. Those were one of those two. Probably Ted Cruz was the chosen one from the Republican Party to go up against, typically Hillary or Bernie or whatever. But when Trump came down the escalator and said Mexicans are racist, right? That fired something. Now, us being people of color, we always know the fire's been there, but it reignited it. And it totally eliminated anyone with the last name of Latina descent ever being president or a Republican candidate. So therefore, the Republican Party was trying to set it up, because if Cruz would have won the nomination or Rubio, they would have got the Latino vote, which would have replenished their ranks of the dying, hate to say it, Anglo-Saxon / white voters. What do you think about that?
Woo! So you're saying Trump, when he came down the escalator, when he badmouthed Mexicans, he ruined the Republican Party?
He ruined their chance of ever, because they don't care about the black vote, let's be honest. All right, they ain't talking to me and you anyway. But when he came down the escalator, Mexicans / South Americans,
90 seconds.
That just got that base so fired up. And then come on. You had the guy made fun of Ted Cruz's wife. Now, who wants a punk as a president when someone talks about your old lady? Come on, Tim. If you talk about Tanisha men, you fight in the street. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he did. He totally destroyed the future of the Republican Party.
But all 60 seconds.
Catholics. They're religious people.
Mm-hmm.
He destroyed that. So that's why they're going all in on him. It's now whenever, and even if he does get reelected, he'll probably be the last Republican president for a very long time.
Well, the Hispanics voted 35%. Latinos voted 35% for Trump anyway. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, well, I think now when they're speaking Spanish in Walmart and there's someone saying speak English, I think they're kind of understanding that.
Huh. Yeah.
There are a few Uncle Toms that are racist, just like Kamala Harris. So there you go. Now they're getting what we call the black wake up call. They're getting their wake up.
10 seconds.
Equal because you have white skin.
Mm. All right, Brandon. Well, look, man, thank you for the phone call. I would just say this, man, just to add to your comment. There are Latino folks who agree with Trump, with the wall and all of it, man. Like, they feel that they went through so much to get here. The last thing they want is more people coming here who haven't gone through what they had to go through. Like, and look, that's the way they feel about it. So and then there are people who have been here for generations who are Latino, Hispanic, from different, who have ancestry back, from Latin America, what have you. And they are Americans first. And they want to protect their country. They want to protect it from anybody coming across the border who hasn't been vetted or what have you. So I understand your point. I just don't know if I agree with it. Man, the Democratic Party and also Republicans, they would take black votes. They just can't get them. They can't get them, but they would take them. Trump bragging now that he got, 10%? And 8% of the 10% of the black vote are men, right? Black men. But I appreciate you, man, for chiming in on that. 619, you're live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
How you doing, brother? I called you a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to apologize to you live on air. My name is Aaron, and you thought I was being condescending to you. I really didn't mean to be. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, it's all good, man. What's going on?
Okay. I wanted to touch on Barack Obama. So, let's first remember who Barack Obama is. He went into Syria without a declaration of war. So he should have been impeached. And the fact that he has the temerity to show his face in public again is just beyond repugnant. That's kind of how I look at Barack Obama. He should be standing in front of the Hague. So I'm saying that in defense of Bernie Sanders, him coming out and saying that he would, campaign against Bernie to keep him from being the nominee. It's just ridiculous. And Barack Obama is a war criminal. So I want to get your take on that.
Oh, well, well, look, Aaron, first of all, man, thank you for calling up and clearing the air, man. There was, I think it was something regarding Tulsi. But, yeah, you're getting an argument out of me about Obama and his in Syria or Obama and his policies. We've talked about it. I've just put out something about Obama. And that whole thing with Bernie, he's going to stop something. In fact, Aaron, I'm sort of in the camp of the last thing you really want is Obama to endorse you. We're past that. I don't think Obama would get reelected now. If he ran now, I don't think he would be elected. I think we're in a different place in time than we were back when Obama was elected, when he came to power. And that time is come and gone, and that type of politics won't ever work again. I don't believe it will. So I agree with you about, your sentiments on Obama, but I think an endorsement from Obama would actually hurt Bernie. That's what I think. We're not there anymore. All right, 323. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yeah, my name is Brian Patton. I've been listening to you religiously for the last couple of months, and I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you because we are hand in hand on politics. I never, I watch TYT and all these other people, but I'm religiously, listen to you.
Man, thank you, Brian, man. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the love, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and you like hand in hand with what we think about these crooked politicians and system and as a whole. So, man, like I said, I appreciate you for letting everybody, letting everybody know what's real.
That's right, Johnson. That's right.
Exactly. But yeah, that's all I call for. Let you know, I'm listening still and probably chime in when I'm not so nervous.
It's all good, man. What state you from? What city and state you from?
Oh, I'm living in Compton, California now, but I lived in any hood in California. I lived in it. Put it that way. But I'm born and raised in South Central and just moved everywhere.
Well, that's what's up, man.
Man, it's hard out here, man. Rent and everything is high as I don't know what. And that's what people need to talk about a lot more, too, is why, people checks are not, going up, but the rent and housing is going way up.
Absolutely.
And it's sad out here. I just read not too long ago, it was California is now a third world state. And that's, I see a lot of homelessness. I never seen so much homelessness in one, in here, over here like this ever. And it's bad out here. But, I'm lucky. I got a decent job paying my bills.
I hear you, Brian, man. Thank you for calling up, man. You're right. We need to talk more about domestic issues. I try to talk about it. it's a big country, you know what I'm saying? But what you can always do, man, if there's something that pops up, email me at tim@timblacktv.com if you got like story ideas or something that's really eating at you. That's one of the things we do is we try to cover domestic issues as well. I think they don't get covered enough about what people deal with on a regular basis. Part of me trying to expand this show is bringing in more people, so it won't just be me doing all the reporting. I can have more people that help cover like more diverse issues. Because hey, man, like a real network would have lots of people on it. Wouldn't just have one guy, right? Be like, this is a show, not a network. So we want a network. But I thank you, man, all the way from Maryland all the way from Waldorf, Maryland to South Central LA, man. That's what's up. Next call. 561. 561, you're live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yeah, name's Gil from Florida. I just called to say a couple things. I was looking at the polls for other candidates back in the day, like John Kerry and stuff like that. And I think he was at 8% in November. So I'm just calling to ask, what do you think the shift's going to be? Because he ends up being the nominee. And also, you didn't hear about Pete Buttigieg endorsing Bernie Sanders, Andrew Yang, and Tulsi Gabbard? You didn't hear about that? He endorsed them. They sent him an email. He didn't respond in 4 hours. He endorsed all three of them.
Oh, thank you, Gil. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I do, man. That's a good one.
Yeah, one more thing. Kamala, I can't believe that happened. She needs to go so she can keep her job in the Senate. But yeah, good job.
Oh, man, you got to leave on your high note. You got one. Like, part of the rules in comedy is you always end with your strongest joke. So you don't make me stop laughing for you to tell the least funny joke. You know what I'm saying? No. And you should go for a topper. It's called a topper when you come and you just add a little something to the last joke that's got them already laughing. Keep that moment going. Yeah, recently I got into it with a guy on Twitter, man. I feel like I'm an abusive parent, man. I beat that guy up so bad, man. Look, man, like I study comedy now. Like I didn't just get funnier. I applied myself. I read books on setups and punches and callbacks and toppers. You can't just come with me with, your mom is so fat. You can't do that no more. You're going to have to, you can't rank on me, man. So, like this guy, he was like, you need to blow your nose. Well, your show is horrible. You had the type of show that cops like because it's calming, it's peaceful, and it's a great show to watch before eating their service weapons. Your shows are great. They fit well with elevator music and ODs. I just tore his. I literally hit him so hard. His kids were trembling. His commentary on his shows is so bad. His microphone filed a restraining order to keep his mouth. But anyway, I love the joke. So what Gil was doing, Gil was talking about. He was talking about Pete Buttigieg and how he got all those black signatures to support him in South Carolina by him being able to say that they supported him. And he's like if you don't opt out, You automatically support him. Oh, that's a good one, man. Oh man. Oh. Yeah, you're a Tim Black Wolfpack member. Unless you opt out by 2:00. So you officially are a Wolfpack member. Thank you for signing up to be a Wolfpack member. And then Tiny Reddering. If you don't want to be one, you have to opt out by 3 p.m. Anyway, I'm going to go to the next call, man. Thank you, Gil. That was a good one, bro. 314? That 314 number? I do have a 314 number. 314, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
What's up, Tim Black? My name is Marquise Knox. I'm a blues musician out of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm letting you know that I've been listening to you. I just got off tour with ZZ Top, so I've been listening to you the whole tour. I even had Billy Gibbons sitting on the side of his tour bus listening at the Tim Black show. We discuss Malcolm X and all that other stuff. But I just personally called to tell you thanks for giving us a strong voice in politics and showing them that, yes, black folks do have a opinion about what's going on in America. And, yes, I'm a Bernie supporter. I donated to Bernie probably 10 times already and one time to Tulsa because we were trying to get over the hump. So I just called in to let you know, keep this show going, and I look forward to calling back in and discussing in depth some policies. But I am a Bernie supporter, and I am a Tim Black supporter now.
Man, you are the man, Marquise. Give it up for Marquise, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. That warms me up, man. You just don't know. It's hard out here for a brother, man. I appreciate you, Marquise.
Oh, no problem, Tim.
That's what's up, man. Look at that. Look at that, Johnson. I got bragging rights. I got Marquise, man, out there on tour with ZZ Top calling into my show. And that guy was talking crap. He was saying I didn't have a great show. Man, Marquise said I got a great show. The brothers on tour said I got a great show. Don't give me that garbage. We killing it, Johnson. Everybody who called up tonight were great callers, man. Even that guy I had to hang up on. Sometimes somebody got to take one for the team, right, guys? At the end of the day, we want a better politics, and we got to be informed. And like my man Marvin, who ain't called up in months, he called up tonight because he got to live in this country. Just can't be like, we going to turn it off and not going to be involved. If you won't vote for president, make sure you vote locally. Got a horrible commissioner sitting down there because you ain't went down there and voted. You got to vote. Use your vote. There's other things to vote for beside the presidency. And I agree with him about Tulsi Gabbard. She's done some things that had me questioning her, but at the end of the day, Amy Klobuchar or Tulsi? Make me want to vote for Tulsi twice and risk going to jail because Amy Klobuchar don't need to be in there. I cannot vote for a prosecutor. Because remember, guys, remember. They like to use those cases where some child was hurt or some crazy person did something, burnt up a hospital or something, but that's very rare, okay? Most of the cases these prosecutors deal with are what? Nonviolent drug offenses. Locking up people with 3 strikes laws for smoking weed. Come on, guys. Come on now. I don't care who you are. They don't need to be a presidential candidate. They don't need to be senators, let alone presidents. I'm for the rule of law when it comes to keeping people safe, but don't pass that off to me. As you keep people locking people up for having weed or having an open bottle is not keeping the country safe. Okay, that's keeping the liquor stores paid, right? That's what that is. All right. Well, look, guys. This remember, man. If you use social media, some of you still do. I'm Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter, and if you got an Instagram account, don't forget to add me there. I'm Tim Black at night. And what else? What else we got? Oh, man. I got a lot of new content coming over the next couple of days. Once again, we had some great people call up. And make sure you check out that new content on the YouTube channel. Just look up Tim Black Show. I'm the only Tim Black Show. There's other Tim Blacks. There's only one Tim Black Show. These people don't respect boundaries. I don't know why they want to call themselves Tim Black. There's already one Tim Black. These bastards over in Brazil have a phone they call the Tim Black. Isn't that something? I would sue them, but they're in Brazil. You don't have to obey copyright laws. That's it now, guys. I'm going to go to the comment section over here on Super Chat, see if anybody left any Super Chats, anything they want me to read to the masses. I'm glad to do it. Remember, this show is not only brought to you on YouTube video, but if you're like my man Marcus and you're out on the road, you can get a podcast. The podcast is on iTunes. It's Tim Black Show. It's on Stitcher Radio and Blog Talk Radio. So you could always just listen. Like my man Mystical Carter's doing right now. Mystical Carter's listening. It's my brother. All right, guys. Let's check out people on YouTube, see what we got. Any comments on YouTube? Yeah, I got a few comments on YouTube. Let me see. Bibby's here. Bibby Bowman Rodriguez. Facebook is still on intro. Get out of here. Okay. Oh, yeah, because Bibby, you must have donated very early. Thank you, Bibby. Bibby's one of the Tim Black models of the show. Anybody see Bibby rocking the Tim Black, the Johnson shirt? She got on the new Johnson t-shirts. Nice, man. Thank you, Bibby. Krillin, 876. Someone asked Pete if farm subsidies are socialist. See what I'm saying, man? Everybody has the bug, right? Thank you, Krillin. Are farm subsidies, are they socialism? Is that socialism? No, of course not, because it doesn't go to a person, Johnson. It goes to the farm. R.H. Moore, Jr. Billionaires. Cabin Boy Pete. I don't know where that came from, man, but I'm going to take it. Okay. All right. Owen Johnson says, interview Mark Charles. I don't know who Mark Charles is. Who's that? We got a new member by the name of Dwayne West. What's up, Dwayne? Welcome to the Tim Black Wolf Pack. Glad to have you. Thank you for supporting independent media. And you know, this show is not brought to you by the DNC or the RNC or the GOP. You think I would be able to talk like this if I was? They don't want me talking like this, man. So thank you for joining and becoming a part of this. We got Kip. Kip said, Tim Black's handkerchief fun. You know, see how it is when people get used to stuff, right? I didn't feel like looking for one. I need something with some red to pop this all up, you know? You know, so I was like, Oh, man, the handkerchief fun. I appreciate you, man. See, they got jokes now. Everybody's got jokes, Johnson. Who else we got? We got Oopsie. Oopsie wrote a paragraph. Let me see. You know, I need glasses over here, man. 2020 is probably the most important election of our lives. If we elect another bunch of centrists, we are done. The oligarchs of both parties are taking the last of our freedoms. I can't disagree. I think it's very important, guys. I'm just not up here just to be doing it. I truly believe this is important. I mean, come on, guys. We could just have a fun show, talk about movies, talk about the new Mandalorian or whatever. I could talk about Star Wars. I won't do it. Stop it. I know people are like, yeah, do it. No. We need to. You got a Mandalorian channel. Why would I do that? I might do it sometimes, Johnson. But no, don't count on it, though. What I'm saying is these subjects matter. Politics matters. Don't that make it more interesting than Roland Martin? Come on now. Don't that make it more interesting than Anderson Cooper and Rachel Maddow? Well, stay here. All right. James Bond, a new member. James Bond in the house. Thank you, James. And we have the terrible Van. The terrible Ivan. Terrible Ivan. Why are you so terrible, Ivan? Thank you for giving to the show. You don't seem terrible at all, Ivan, but I haven't really got to know you yet, have I? Thank you, brother. All right, now. Where were the ladies? I didn't have a single lady call up. All these guys called up tonight. This is, what is this? We making sausage? What's going on here? We need some ladies, man. Can't have all guys. Love the ladies. Come on now. These guys. But thank you guys for calling up. At least you called up. Anything else? Okay, let's see. Here we go. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. You know what that means, right? That means your cornbread, whatever's important to you. All right? Don't let them take it from you, whether it be your voting rights, whether it be your privacy. These things matter, right? So we got to fight to keep what we have left. That's the way it is, because they are taking it away, Johnson. That, and also, if you end up talking politics this weekend with somebody and you disagree with each other, don't argue with them. Don't start a fight. I'm trying to tell you, it could end badly. What we do here on the Tim Black Show, what we tell people to do in the Tim Black Wolf Pack, is sprinkle some facts on them. So sprinkle some facts on them. All right? That's it. You tell them something like, hey, why is it that when we talk about giving, free school, free public college, adding 2 more years on to people's college, they just went to school for 12 years, adding 2 more years, you act like we trying to turn this into Venezuela. But if we spend trillions of dollars blowing up countries that didn't attack us, you're quiet. Isn't that crazy? All right, I'll see you later. I'll talk to you later. And you just leave, because you don't need to get in the back and forth. You just need to give them one little piece of information that they might take and think about it later, Think about it. But like, wow, man, the average black family has a dime for every dollar the average white family has. Maybe that's why, black people need policies that affect them particularly, because they're the ones particularly doing the worst in the country. All right, man, I got to go, man. I got to pick something up from the store for the lady, man. I'll talk to you later. Just let people know that, because I'm telling you, people don't know anything. Well, they don't know most things. They don't know most things. And you think they know, so you're like, oh, what a jackass, what a heartless bastard, what a heartless, non-caring human being. This person doesn't care about me or nothing. Reality is they have no idea. They watch MSNBC. They don't know. They watch Fox News. How could they know anything? What they know is Trump's got little hands. He wears a toupee. He's scary. Ooh. All they know is Nancy Pelosi, she's wacky. Chuck Schumer's a scumbag. Like, they don't know real stuff. They don't. They don't talk about real stuff. Do you think they talk about the fact that the average American can't afford a $400 emergency? Do you think they don't talk about that? They won't talk about that. It's not important to them. But they'll tell you what Giuliani said to this person about this thing, about the other thing, and Holly Lobby Hobby, and the Chick-fil-A won't give money to Salvation Army, but they won't talk about the 70 people that die from opiate overdoses every day, an opiate overdose every day, or the number of veterans who commit suicide every day, or a myriad of other things that happen on a daily basis. So people don't know. All right, that's it, guys. I love you. I'll see you next week. We'll be back to do this again. Don't forget to go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live, or follow me. Or you can join on YouTube as well. You guys inspire me as much as I inspire you. You know that. This is a combination effort. People called up tonight just to tell me how much they cared about the show. That lifts my spirits. That keeps me going, because some nights it's tough, bruh. And just when I need a pick-me-up, there go you. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Be safe. Peace. Popular demand, Johnson is here. I have new Johnson designs in my shop. If you want to pick them up, check them out. They are hilarious, they are revolutionary, and they're all Johnson. You're gonna love them, man. Check them out. Both parties suck, Johnson. It's one of my favorites. Independent media only, Johnson. Keep it real. We are all Johnson. We are. We're one big community, guys. Go check it out. Independent media only. Johnson's in the house. Both parties suck, Johnson. We are here. They got a special going on right now. Free shipping. Get it today. Wolfpack.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.